Hello world, welcome to my channel, Proteus Augustus. I'm an artist, scientist, and American Constitutionist. Today is December 14th, 2022, and I'm just getting ready right now to prepare a little turkey stew with the last bit of turkey from Thanksgiving. I thought I'd show how I can repurpose it. And so let's take a look. So this is my basic mise en place for my stew. What I have here is I have some, about a half a chopped up red onion. I have about 1/3 of a turkey breast, maybe a little smaller. This is the last bit of turkey I have. I had a little bit of pork, so I figured I'd throw that in there. It's white meat, it's not a whole lot of difference. I got 2 tablespoons of butter. I have about a quarter size of this number 4 fettuccine. They call it a 408, but you know, it looks like a 5 to me. That's where the real deal is. Right here, this is the turkey drippings. This is the second one I've already used, and the other one for another dish. So this is my last opportunity. This is got so much turkey flavor in it. You literally don't even have to season this much at all. It's much better than, that's why when you cook a chicken or you cook a turkey, you gotta save the drippings, right? And there's a lot of gelatin in here too. Then we have the peas. This is the best peas. It cost me $3 for these. Can you believe that? I used to get this for $1.75. Now these are $3. But in my opinion, this is probably the best peas I can get. If you get fresh peas, it's going to be a lot of work. And that's why these cost $3. But if you have access to fresh peas, you can season them yourself. And to me, it just takes a little bit more time, but I would definitely not use frozen peas because the structure of the pea itself, the cell structure, gets damaged due to the expansion of water molecules in the cellulose fibers. It breaks it down, and a lot of times the freezing process, to me, it tastes metallic. If you want to use frozen, go for it, but that's it. You're gonna need a little bit of cornstarch. I don't need to tell you how much. I mean, if you know how to cook, then you add your cornstarch a little at a time to thicken it up, and we'll get to that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I have my cast iron in there warming up. I'm gonna add the butter with the onions, saute the butter and onions in the oven, right? While that's happening, I have 2 liters of water for my pasta. So I can turn that on right now, right? Start boiling. You can see it's about 2 liters, right? And this is filtered water. You know, try to filter your water even if it comes out of the tap. Okay, it helps flavoring if it's neutral, right? pH also matters somewhat, but we don't need to get down to that, do we? So once this water heats up, I'll add a little salt. I'll put the pasta in. I'm going to pull out the cast iron pot, add the butter, saute the onions, put them back in, right? And then when I'm at that point, I'll come back and we'll put some of these things together. Okay, so I took the pan out, I added the butter. You know, the pan's 400 degrees. Then once I add the onions, they almost instantly saute themselves. I didn't even have to put this back into the oven, right? Because the pan was so hot. I just added the butter. See how nice that looks? And it gets a little caramelization. Very simple. While my noodles are cooking, right, I'm going to go ahead and start making the base to add the noodles to. So I'm going to go ahead and add this gelatin, and we'll take a look at that. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to make a few comments with respect to a mason jar like this. Of course, most people would know that, you know, you have to make sure that, you know, this is depressed and it's not giving you this clicking sound. If you get that sound, then you know you have a problem. Also, when you have this little fat layer that sits on top like that, that also seals the drippings. and the gelatin, right? So that also protects it as well. Just thought I'd add that. So what you do is you just want to take the fat off the top. A little bit of fat doesn't matter. But I already want to make new flavors, right? So I have the butter in here. If I add the turkey fat, then it's going to be too overwhelming, right? So this is very strong turkey flavor as it is, believe me. Okay, so I have the gelatin in, and you know, I'm calling it gelatin because basically it's gelatin, right? You know, it's not an ass pick, you know, but there's enough collagen in there to give you this gelatin type, right? And it's all gonna melt in there, right? And when I took the drippings, I filtered the drippings to take out all of the big stuff, right? You know, like little bits of sinew and whatever. And then I even filtered it smaller. But these little bits here, there's a lot of flavor in that. So what I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this in the oven, right? I'm gonna get this all heated up, right? Get all that flavor in together, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and add my meat to it while this is still cooking. Ooh, look at that. We're getting right where we wanna get. And then when we get the noodles where we want, we'll transfer them over into the pan to finish it off. Okay, be back in a moment. So my main broth stock is doing pretty good, and this is actually the lid for this. I use it for both. So we got our stock going. You can see that there's also fat. There was the butter. It's mostly the butter. You know, I took a lot. There's still fat from the turkey, which is fine. But now we're starting our flavor profile. Most of the flavor is already there. So now I'm going to add the turkey and put it back in the oven and allow the turkey to absorb some of that luscious juice and to just meld into it. Right? While the pasta is still cooking and I have my tea. Okay, so the pasta right now is it's a little al dente, it's par cooked, but I want to finish it off in the sauce. Right, this is my sauce, and I'm not going to add, I drain the peas, but I'm not going to add the peas until I get this pasta the way I want it in this broth. And then I'll thicken it up with a little bit of cornstarch. All right, and then we can see how that works. Right, so I can just pick this up. I like this, you know, this tool. I don't need a strainer for this. Ooh, that was a little tricky. I don't need a strainer for this, right? I suppose I should move this. Anytime you don't put off a situation like this, right? Especially when you have guests, right? You don't want this pot falling towards you. You could see how that happened. Take a few seconds, right? Things ain't gonna go awry. Put this aside so we don't run into that problem. So I'm gonna finish putting the pasta in here. I'm gonna put it in the oven and let the pasta finish off now. And that sauce, like I said, and we'll be back. Okay, so after I added the rest of the pasta, I had to add some of the pasta water because you know, that's where you can level this off, right? Make sure you use the pasta water. It's got a little bit of salt in it, but you know, so I covered the top, right, to finish cooking the pasta, right? Now I had the cover on so it doesn't evaporate. So what I have to do now is try to get a little bit of a taste here, excuse me. Oh yeah. Oh. Right. Oh, that's so delicious. I mean, it's like you're eating a fresh piece of turkey breast, you know, with turkey gravy on it. It's so rich, you don't even really have to add any more flavor to it. When you bite into the red onions and the pasta, right, and the peas, you don't want to put the peas in until you're ready, right? You don't want to cook the peas. They're already cooked. You just want to warm them up, and you don't, they're very tender and very, very good peas. Right, so I wait till the last time. Now I'm going to have to add a little bit of cornstarch to thicken this up, get a flavor profile, and then I'm going to have to add some pepper. I usually would put some serranos in this, but you don't have to. I mean, this is so good right now. I mean, really. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some black pepper to it to finish it off. So I'm going to go ahead and thicken it up. And then after that, I'll go ahead and add the peas, right? And then I'll be back and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so I have the dish in the oven now in the cast iron pan. And, you know, you don't even have to stir it. I'm just trying to reduce the sauce. You don't have to, because the cast iron pan is given even heat. So when I take it out, it's still going to be going. I stirred it a little bit. It's still not where I want it as far as thickness, but we're getting there. Okay, it's almost where I want it, so I have to take it out now. I'm going to stir it up a little. See how it starts to get this little film here? You know that it's reducing well, so now I'm going to have to mix that in. Then I'll go ahead and I'll add the peas, mix the peas in, and then our dish will be done. And we'll be back to take a look at it. It's on the plate. So I went ahead and I added some freshly cracked pepper across the top. That's all you gotta do. You know, take it from me, I've been doing this a long time. You don't have to measure that out. If you don't like that much pepper, then you just adjust, right? And there you have it. I call this turkey stew. I mean, you can make a soup. You can make a sauce that's thicker. You can add cream to make a different kind of sauce to it. There's really unlimited ways that you can even make a dish like this. So this makes about 4 servings. I probably should have broken up the pasta, you know, but I like it like this. You're just gonna have to twist it, right, with your fork. But there it is, and it only cost me $3.50 on top of what I already have, because the peas was $3. So this is really a $3.50 meal, right? And it's delicious, and this is how you want to do it, especially in these days when you want to save money. So I hope you try something like this, and if not, just tell me what you think about it. Till next time, think free and be free.